front runner for vice president, I think, will be Kay Bailey Hutchison, senator from Texas.
Steve Forbes giving us his prediction for a possible running mate for Senator John McCain. I think he was on last week. What does the senator herself have to say? Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison joins us now from the nation's capital, a member of the Senate Appropriations Committee. Senator, good morning to you.
Good morning, Carl.
Yeah, the vice presidential game is a great parlor game. Everyone loves playing it every 4 years. What's it like when you're at the center of it?
You're right. Everybody likes to play the game, but I would just remind you what happened the last time that happened. Dick Cheney was the choice, and he wasn't on anyone's short list.
That's right. He was heading the search committee. Still, though, there are a lot of people here and around Republican circles who say you would bring the Republican credentials, right, the bona fides that some argue McCain is lacking. Would you go along with that?
I think that Senator McCain is not getting credit for many of the positions that he has taken. He is a conservative. He's a solid conservative. And I think when people start looking at his positions, particularly when contrasted with the potential Democratic candidates, it's going to be very clear that he will be a solid conservative leader for our country.
You would not have gotten that impression at CPAC, right? I mean, he's getting a warmer reception maybe, but he still gets some catcalls.
Well, that's true because he is an independent, which is something that people like about him. I've disagreed with him on several issues, but I know that he is going to be solid on tax cuts. He's going to appoint strict constructionists to the Supreme Court, which is very important. And he is going to make sure that our country is secure first and foremost. And he has been right on target in the war on terror. He'll not allow any kind of diminution of our interest and commitment to the war on terror. And I think people are going to see a contrast between what the Democrats would do for our country and what John McCain will do.
Mitt Romney has been widely applauded by the party for stepping aside for the good of the GOP. Obviously, Governor Huckabee hasn't gotten to that point, if he will at all. Do you think the cries should be louder for him to let McCain take the nomination?
Well, I do think there comes a time when it's clear that the primaries have spoken and the people have spoken. I would not give Governor Huckabee any advice. He has run an incredible campaign. I think he will have a major role in the campaign all the way to November. I think that he and his advisors need to think very carefully about when is the right time for him to perhaps make a gesture for unification of the party and see what his delegates might do to help elect the President of the United States.
Jack?
Yeah, Senator Hutchison, Speaker Pelosi recently said that the stimulus package, $168 billion or whatever it is, was a giant gift to the American people. And I found that formulation kind of interesting. I'm wondering whose gift it is, who's paying the money. How would you respond to that question? Where does the money come from in the long run?
Well, it comes from the deficit. There's no doubt about it. I think a lot of people had mixed feelings about it. I think many of the business incentives will spur the economy. I wish there had been a little more of that and a little more long term. I think making the tax cuts permanent so that we know that the 50% cap gains and dividend will be with us, making that apply to corporations would be a stimulus. I think their indexing for inflation would be helpful. All of those things, I think, would have been maybe a better package. However, we're not in control. We have to understand that compromise is how you get things done. And we were able to keep the costs down, and that was very important because it does go to the deficit. And as a very noted economist that I know said, well, it may not help very much, but it's not going to hurt anything, and let's move forward. I hope, I've been listening to your program, I hope that this is a shallow recession or not a recession at all, and that was our goal.
Senator, we appreciate your time this morning. We'll be watching you, Senator, no matter what happens. Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison of Texas, thanks very much.
Thank you.
That's right.
That's right.